Amy, Javier Milei's crypto pump and dump.
Yes.
What? I bought this. If this is real, like, because you're gonna say it, this is really not good for him.
No,
This is
it's not
bad.
good. He could be potentially facing impeachment. There could be some big repercussions. And this is tough for him because he has consistently enjoyed, approval ratings of over 50% since he came into power in late 2023. So technically, he's considered to be one of the world's most popular politicians right now. He's done a lot for Argentina so far as really reducing inflation and everything like that. But something has happened this weekend that could really seriously jeopardize that popularity after he promoted a meme coin that goes by the name of Libra. He posted about it on X, which then triggered a dramatic rise in its value. We're going to get into the numbers here very soon. But there was a subsequent collapse when the insiders of the project withdrew all of the money, and then all of the people who invested because Milei promoted ended up being out of pocket and losing all of their funds. Really quick, Nat, if we could go back to the previous slide. If you guys want to read more about this in depth, please check out Connor's article. By the way, it's Connor's birthday as well, so everybody in the chat gets some birthday love.
28 is not an age to celebrate.
I'm almost 20 years older than you.
Oh.
Dude, I'm 18 years older than you.
I was
You little
18,
baby.
and you were just like,
Wait, 28 means okay. You're still born pre 9/11, so
Yes.
but you were
1998.
It's actually one of the earliest things I remember. So
9/11.
things have only gone up from
Mommy,
there.
There
what's
you go.
that?
My sister's in 98 as well, so it just makes me feel like I'm getting old. But
Oh no, I'm definitely getting old. I told everybody earlier.
listen,
today,
until
like,
you
our bodies
peak-
are creaking already.
Yeah, every time I stand up out of a chair, my body creaks and groans like an old
Yeah.
wooden ship.
Guess
Cracks.
what? Guess
Yeah.
what?
Gets
Wait till
worse.
you're 46,
Oh
bitch.
my
No,
gosh,
sorry, go ahead.
it's awful. Anyway, so read Connor's article if you guys want to go a little bit more in depth. But let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. And let's read here exactly what Milei posted when he promoted this project on X. So he says, liberal Argentina grows. This private project will be dedicated to encouraging the growth of Argentine economy by funding small Argentine businesses and startups. The world wants to invest in Argentina. Long live freedom. And as we can see there, he also shared the contract address for the cryptocurrency. Now, initially, there was some panic about whether or not he had been hacked, because it's really not common for presidents or political leaders or
Yeah.
figures to promote cryptocurrencies,
Well, I mean, he did
let
see
alone
what-
meme
he-
coins.
He
and
did see what Trump just did with his coin, so maybe he got the.
Thank you,
right
Viva.
idea.
You literally just made my point. I feel like that kind of felt like it gave him permission or kind of a green light to be able to promote something like this after the relative success of the Trump coin. So that makes sense there. But after Milei's endorsement, some crypto commentators quickly pointed out that around 80% of all of the people who were holding the coin were insiders from within the project. And you can track that by looking at the different wallet addresses. So typically when that happens, you should be pretty skeptical that you could be entering into some type of a pump and dump, some type of a scam. It very much suspiciously looked like a rug pull. And so a lot of people were skeptical, but a lot of people believed it because it was also verified on Bloomberg. We can see this post here. They actually posted that the Argentine president confirmed to Bloomberg Linea via text message, the project is real and involves pure private investing. So once that article came out, obviously the investment started to pile in. About 44,000 of Milei's supporters and others looking to capitalize on the cryptocurrency bought in, and the coin absolutely skyrocketed. We're going to pull up the chart here in just a minute so you guys can see it. But at the time before Milei did his promotional post, the total market cap of the coin was up at about 200 million.
Damn.
And then subsequent to his post, the total market cap surged all the way to 4.5 billion.
Holy.
Amy or Connor, who knows the answer to this? 80% being held by insiders is one thing. What were the rules on the issuance or the release of the coins that were held in terms of how they were going to be doled out? and whether or not it was going to be a limitless, unlimited, or a capped release.
Right. I mean, I'm not 100% sure what the stipulations were on this project. Obviously, they didn't usually have the protective measures that a lot of other projects have, where, for example, if you go to withdraw before a set date, they charge you an insane amount of tax to be able to withdraw, and that then prevents or disincentivizes people from, selling off their coins because they have to pay a ridiculous tax. It's unknown whether anything like that exists, whether any coins were locked up for a period of time, but typically speaking, taxes and other things like this don't apply to insiders who are holding the coins anyway. That's just how it can be written into the contract.
Wow.
So we can pull up this chart here and take a look at what happened.
But by the way, that looks like a big middle finger if you look at it carefully.
A Milei finger, yeah.
We can see that. So the big green bar is when Milei made his post. Subsequently, a couple of hours later, it jumped all the way up to 4.5 billion. And then 3 hours after it started trading, those insiders that we mentioned earlier, they sold off about, I think, 94% of the total value of the coin, supposedly raking in about $107 million in the process. So the insiders who were, behind the rug pull. Now, shortly after, Milei did subsequently make a statement. He first deleted his initial post that was endorsing the coin, and then he went on to make a new post, insisting that he had no connection to the project whatsoever, and he had no details of what the project entailed beforehand. So it says here, a few hours ago, I posted a tweet, as I have so many other times, supporting a supposed private enterprise, which I obviously have no connection whatsoever. I was not aware of the details of the project, and after having become aware of it, I've decided to not continue spreading the word, hence why I deleted the tweet. Now,
this reply is actually even more damning than the original.
Yeah.
It's
Like, I just promoted something that I had no idea what it was,
Yeah, so you just admitted guilt.
But I'm not convinced he has no connections to it. Assume he doesn't and take him for his word. So he just promoted a crypto thing, not knowing anything, and didn't think that the president of Argentina tweeting out support for something would have an impact.
And an economist. He was a well-known professional economist.
And also, isn't he very pro crypto generally? Like in that initial post, he was bragging about how this is going to stimulate small businesses. Crypto is huge with a lot of the new governments in South America. Bukele in El Salvador is also like he was the Bitcoin guy before he was the lockup gangsters guy.
Yeah.
So for an economist like Milei to say I had no idea, because the stats you read off right at the beginning, like it sounds like it has every hallmark of a rug pull imaginable.
Yeah, I mean, so either he didn't know and he was that ignorant, in which case,
in
why
which
are you
case, why is he
promoting
tweeting
that?
it?
That is still so grossly negligent to do and still really, really bad. Or did he do it intentionally and he actually rug pulled and was in cahoots with the people who developed the project and then the people who promoted the project? We'll get into all of that in a minute. But what's interesting to find out is this isn't the first foray into crypto that Milei has been a part of. Back in 2021, when he was a national deputy, he also promoted a platform called CoinX, which promised returns of up to 8% per month for people who were invested into it. Unsurprisingly, that was obviously a pyramid scheme. And that is now currently being investigated still by authorities. So this isn't his first foray into this world. And I think from that, he should have taken that as a lesson to do a little bit more due diligence when he goes about promoting
and
things.
look, can I be honest? Can I make my observation?
Yeah, of course.
I get it. He was this guy, a fed up, funny, cool. Do you trust anybody with that hair? Now, don't play it, but can you just show that hair with the sideburns on his cheek?
He either looks like a 70s porno actor or like a 90s murderer.
Or a murderer or vampire that's a day walker. Like, I'm not
totally vampire vibes.
He's a vampire that can walk through the day.
I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually going to play this video now. The caption's down the bottom, guys, so follow along and read there. This is a short video. We'll just see what his response was. Viva, you'll get a kick out of this if you like the post.
La realidad es, si vos vas al casino y perdés plata, digo, ¿cuál es el reclamo? Si vos sabías que, digamos, tenía esas características. Es decir, entonces es muy interesante que aquellos que participaron en ello No solo que lo hicieron
Not only did it
voluntariamente,
voluntarily,
es un problema
it is
entre
a problem
privados,
between
porque acá
private-
el
I
Estado
lost it.
no
Because
juega
the state
ningún
doesn't
rol,
play any
y aunque
role
eso
here.
quede
Let's
claro.
be
It was
clear about
private.
Y
that.
además,
On top of that,
lo
they did it
hicieron
voluntarily.
voluntariamente.
Y está bien que el
It's
presidente
okay
lo
for the president
promocione
to
eso.
promote that?
Yo no lo promocioné.
promote it, I
Yo
just
lo que
spread
hice,
it.
lo difundí.
Bueno, es lo mismo.
It's the same
No,
thing.
no,
Maybe
no,
that
no,
makes
no,
more
no,
sense in
Bueno,
Spanish.
o sea, dale promocionar, difundir.
Promote it,
Está bien que el
spread it.
presidente difunda
very
eso,
bad.
sabiendo los riesgos que
I
tiene.
want it.
Digo, esto quien seguramente
Problem.
What happened?
ministro de Justicia, Mariano Cunio
I
Libarona.
think we can,
Él va a
we
seguir
can
toda
kind
la-
of, we get the
la
picture.
estrategia.
here.
Look,
He's going to get his ass afuera.
Yeah, he probably should have taken maybe some advisory, got some PR advice on how he should make his statement. But some final thoughts that we're going to get into here. So Milei Clay did not know any information about the project. However, what's interesting is he did seem to be relatively well acquainted with the company who actually sponsored the project in the first place, KIP Protocol, who he supposedly met with all the way back in October, and they apparently informed him about Libra all the way then. We saw them make this post, and they did state here that Milei is not directly involved in the project. Today was the launch of the ambitious Viva la
Libertad.
Libertad.
I thought it always said Libra project to help private enterprises in Argentina, and the Libra currency has been a success. We want to thank everyone for their support. To address all questions, we want to clarify that this is a private enterprise project. President Milei was not and is not involved in the development of this project, as he has mentioned himself. So they seem to confer what he was saying. However, he also seems to have connections with the company who actually carried out the launch as well. This is a smaller known company called Kelsia Ventures. And so the guy who runs it, Hayden Davis, he actually claims to be an advisor of Milei's and supposedly met with him in late January to talk about this project as well. Let's go ahead and watch a video of this guy. We're going to go to 32 seconds in, please, now.
Is this
looks like-
Argentinian big balls?
He looks like Dana Carvey in that
Yeah.
short.
No,
I'm gonna have to
What do you
pump
mean?
you
He looks
up.
like he's a Harry Potter, like Hogwarts. Like they're playing that what's that game when they're on the
Quidditch.
broomstick?
Quidditch.
Quidditch. He looks like a Quidditch player. Like he looks like the jerk that's gonna lose and die.
He's also rocking the John LaJoie grapist glasses.
Oh,
I don't-
those glasses are so bougie.
But what does he have to say about substance? Is
let's see-
it good?
Let's hear his substance. Go
32
ahead.
seconds. Let's go. Thank you, Nat.
Screwed over. And I do believe there's actually an amazing way forward if people are open to it. Before I say anything else, I am indeed Javier Milei's advisor. Obviously, I think most of you guys have seen that either on Twitter or
The lights just
some
went out.
form of social media. I am working
look okay?
with him and
Oh,
his
really?
team on
Yo, the lights
much
just went
bigger
out.
tokenization and really cool stuff in
Okay,
Argentina,
should
and
we
I
pause?
absolutely back
Yeah,
him.
we get. I mean,
No,
we're
there's no-
live.
there's no pausing.
No, yeah,
We'll do it live,
There's many
people.
things
Do it
that I
live.
could say. There's only certain
I know, but
elements
seriously, I
that
gotta ask a
I
question.
could control
What the
the
hell is he
launch.
wearing?
Definitely things didn't
Keep
go
letting him
according
play
to
because the
plan.
lights. We just lost
But
the lights.
rather than share all the details
Should we
right
let him
now,
play while the
because
lights are
it's
turning
going
on?
to be a
Can
much
they hear
longer
him?
video, it's
Yeah,
going
keep
to
letting
be
him play.
a much longer structure. I want to make sure you guys all know I'm a very direct, straight to the point person, and I think there's a very specific way forward here. My intention is every single dollar I've managed to round up, which I believe is every single dollar that's been collected or from fees or farming or liquidate, anything, I've managed to get back. And my intention is to inject everything back into the Libra chart. And my intention is to do that in the next 24 to 48 hours. I'm open if there's
Right,
a
so
different
it should be
plan
soon.
that
We'll
benefits
see.
all
I
of
just
you
had a
more
revelation.
What?
for anybody
Can we
that
pause it,
Yeah, can
especially
we
please?
pause it? And the chat's like, why are they bitching and talking over? Because we lost the light.
We
in
had
here.
no light.
The lights shut off.
Well, it looks good. I was looking at the lighting.
Wait, let me look. I can see on the
Here's
chat.
my,
Let me
here's,
see what
here's
it
my
looks like.
conspiracy theory to this. This reeks of a Sam Bankman-Fried FTX.
Yeah.
This looks like Milei might have been exploited, set up. Don't worry about it. And now we're going to humiliate you, discredit you because everybody already hated you, or at least the globalists did. Make crypto look bad. More regulation for crypto. Hamper everything. And Milei is, in fact, an innocent victim who got played like a fiddle.
I was just gonna float a similar
Wow.
theory. There might be another key player here who has been silently moving behind the scenes, according to what I think.
Yeah.
I don't have any concrete proof for it, but we haven't heard anything from Haley Welsh, the Hawk Tua girl, since she did her own rug pull here
Yeah.
and then disappeared.
She's
Is
gone.
it possible she fled to Argentina and tried to do the same thing again?
Yeah.
Oh my
I was going to say,
goodness.
look, the reality is
Hawk Tua.
the fact that
Surprise.
The fact that Milei did endorse it would have given me, and I'm a reasonably skeptical person, a little bit more confidence in it. Trump did his properly. Like, he launched his properly. There are going to be so many coins. It's only going to be released so many each year. And that's how you avoid the massive dilution in the pump and up. I couldn't find online if there was an actual limit to the coins that were going to be issued.
Right.
I also sent the clip. I saw somebody freaking out. I don't know who the influencer was freaking out. Said he lost everything. Milei, I'm coming to get you.
No.
And I felt bad for the guy.
Yeah.
But then again, if you invested everything you had in Bitcoin, I think you'd be an idiot in any event.
As well. That's what I was saying. At the end of the day, if you have risk capital, if you have a high risk tolerance, if you're trading with money you can afford to lose and you want to ride the hype but not believe it, then fine, go into these markets. But for everybody else, you need to be aware, you need to be safe, because this is still kind of like the wild, wild west. There aren't really as many regulations. There aren't guardrails to protect people. And so people, they really need to move with caution. What's interesting is that guy we just watched the video of, and I don't know if you guys could hear from all of us speaking over it, but he was essentially saying that he was going to take all of the money that he had made from the project and inject it back into the project to help everybody get their money back.
Well, how generous of him.
But what's interesting, this guy didn't do that for Melania coin, and he actually admitted, guys, this guy admitted.
This is the guy.
Yeah, we're going to play it in a second. Just
Okay.
let me finish.
I got you.
So he actually also admitted on a CoffeeZilla interview that he was a part of the development team who also sniped Melania coin. Because remember, the Trump coin came out and it did exceptionally well, and many people thought the same thing would happen with the Melania cryptocurrency coin, and it totally crashed. Well, this same guy who we just watched a video of is also behind the development and the sniping of the Melania coin, according to an interview he did with CoffeeZilla.
I kind of want to launch my own coin, but just say we'll only have 1,000, and that's it. And we'll break it down, and eventually you'll have
I could see Viva trading
Yeah, well,
very highly.
Viva Libertad.
coin,
Except they're going to call mine Viva
literally.
Libertad or something. I don't know. This is the video of the kid that I saw freaking out, and I
Okay.
felt bad for
Is
him.
this real? Hold on. Is he acting or is he?
He looks
He looks
sincere.
familiar.
I'll tell you.
He's a
right,
famous influencer.
Oh, guess what? I'll tell you
Is
right
that like
now.
Jack Doherty or something?
It looks like one of them, but I'll tell you right now if he's being serious or if he's full of shit. Go
Play
ahead.
this. I have advice for him after
ahead.
his rant here.
I'm broke.
Okay, it's an act.
I'm fucking broke. I'm gonna find you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
find
he's a
you,
wrestler.
Dennis. I'm gonna find you. You wronged me. I have nothing.
Yeah, this
No,
is
but
all
you
an
can't
act.
say I'm gonna
Rolex.
find Javier
I have
Milei.
to sell it.
This is an
I have
act.
to sell all my shit.
This is all an act.
I don't have anything. Against you pieces of shit. You wronged me. You all wronged me, bro. And I'm gonna find you.
He's
I'm
like
gonna
a
find
wrestling.
you.
Well, I was going
WWF.
to say, he's lost everything. He hasn't lost everything. He's young. He's
in
healthy.
a house,
He's
he
got
has
a
a
very
watch,
nice body on
has
a young
abs.
man. And that doesn't last, everybody. You get to be 45, you have to work a little harder. You eat those stupid gummy bears before you go to bed, and you feel ashamed of yourself the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm always skeptical about the people who find it in them to set a whole studio up before they start crying.
Yeah.
Will that break down? Yeah.
People like that I always am cause for pause with people like that. Like, I'm hitting walls if I'm extraordinarily mad, but I'm not able to curb my anger long enough to set
Just
up
get
my
the lighting.
spotlights and my sound levels.
You punch the wall, you walk over to the camera, you make sure the angle was right, the
Of
lighting
course.
looks good, and if it wasn't, you go do another
Let's go
take.
do it again.
Yeah.
How can you be so rough with the wall and gentle with the expensive electrical equipment?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't make any
You know,
sense
I was
whatsoever.
talking with some of the guys in the office about this very subject before we started the episode, and we were just talking about the crypto stuff that they do and how they trust it and how there's so many sketchy crypto scams nowadays. And I know almost nothing about crypto other than what I read. I don't invest. I don't really track it or follow it. It's a lot of it's lost on me.
Yeah.
But part of why I'm reluctant to get into it is because the whole thing it's all these meme coins of like this currency that's not actually backed by anything. It's basically just a celebrity or a person with authority saying it has value, and that's why people trade on it like it's worth something.
Yeah.
And then you pause for a moment and realize, yeah, that's what the dollar is too. That's what all money is. Oh, well, I'm going to go back to gold. Yeah, that's what gold is.
Right.
This yellow rock that is hard to get is all the
The
value for some
rarity
reason.
is what determines its
exactly.
value. Yeah.
So the
all the
mentality
same.
of being skeptical of crypto is basically just the way to get into being skeptical of all things that you
True.
use to trade on. So
I love
don't
your
know.
theory though about Haley Welsh. I mean, that could be very much a possibility.
I just
She's
love all of
hiding
the-
out. She launched her meme
She's
coin
by the way,
2.0.
first of all, I am so happy that she's out of the line. Like, I'm just the fact that a girl. This is our society. the Kim Kardashian, all these, they're promoting all this disgusting ass behavior. You're a sex tape. That's your claim to fame is a sex tape that your mother allegedly brokered the deal of your sex tape. And it's disgusting. And Haktula just spit on that thing. She's talking about spitting on a guy's penis, and she became the #1 talked about human being on the planet for months.
Yeah.
Notice how I didn't say month. Months. That tells you exactly what the hell we are as a society. So the fact that her true that's who she really is, and she got pumped and dumped or whatever, to hell with her. I don't want to see her anymore.
Yeah. What about Milei though?
If you're stealing from the people, go F yourself. Get the hell out.
No, and
I'm
not
sorry.
just that, but you with great power comes great responsibility. You can't just tweet out willy-nilly. You can't even retweet things if you don't do a proper due diligence.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a big problem for Milei, but he might have been sabotaged, and he set himself up and fell for it.
Yeah, but and him talking on these interviews isn't helping him. Amy, great freaking story. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.